What if every gym leader in the Unova region managed to become champion? What would their new outfits look like, and what would their teams be like? Well, today I'm going to answer that. I'm going to show you all of the Unova gym leaders and what I imagine they would be like if they became champions. I'm going to be using the gym leader lineup from Black and White 2, as they are the most recent lineup that I know of, and because I just prefer that lineup over the Black and White one as a whole. Now, since this is in a fictional future, I will also be including some Pokemon from after Gen 5, as well as Mega Evolutions. And maybe I will even throw in some of my own creations here and there as well. But now, let's get started. So first out, we have Cheren. Now, Cheren is an interesting one, as he started out as a rival, then became a gym leader, and now finally made it all the way to becoming the Unova champion. So I made this design, because this is just how I imagine him looking as a champion. Still just a regular guy, but with the usual fancy clothing that champions tend to have. Now for his team, he will still be using Stoutland as his ace, as well as the Buffalon from his World Tournament team. But then instead of the Porygon Z from his World Tournament team, I am giving him an Eviolite Porygon 2, because it is simply much better than its evolution. Then, I want to give him a Blissey, since he already had another pink blob in Licky Licky in the World Tournament, so we are swapping it for a better one. Next, I'm giving him Black Titan, my Miltank evolution. And then finally, I am giving him Mega Staraptor. This Mega fits him well, as he used to be a rival, and rivals often use early game Pokemon. It also makes it so that you can't just sweep his entire team with the random fighting type. So that's it. That is Champion Cheren. Next out, we have Roxie. And this is the design that I made for her as a champion. She is now finally the big rock star she always wanted to be, and she's also full of confidence now. For her team, I'm giving her Amoonguss and Drapion from her World Tournament team. Drapion is nice to counter potential Psychic types trying to sweep her team, and I'm also giving her a Galarian Weezing, since she uses coughing in her initial gym battle. Then, I'm giving her my Dark Poison regional variant of Crobat, since she has used Crobat before, and since this further helps her out against Psychic types, and also ground types due to its Levitate ability. Its ripped wings also matches her ripped coat, so I think that fits well. And next, she absolutely has to have Toxtricity, as this fits her Rockstar theme perfectly, and because she also has one in Pokemon Masters EX. And lastly, with the release of Legends CA, we got the perfect Mega Evolution for her in Mega Scolipede. It was always her ace, and now it is both her ace and her Mega. And that's it for Champion Roxie. Next, we have Burgh. And for Burgh, I made this design. He still very much has the same style, but with a more formal touch to it this time, as well as a long coat, since long coats and capes are very common on champions. And for his team, he will be keeping his ace Leavanny and the Heracross from his World Tournament team. Then, I'm giving him a Scizor, instead of the Durant that he used in the World Tournament. Scizor is the far superior Bug Steel type, and it's also good for battling rock and flying types. Then, I want to give him Volcarona, since Volcarona is found in the Relic Castle not far away from his hometown, and also helps battling fire types. I also want him to use a Golisopod, I don't know, as this further improves his matchup against both fire and rock types. Then, for his Mega Evolution, I'm Mega Evolving the Vespiquen from his World Tournament team. And that is the team I made for Champion Burgh. Next, we have the fan favorite Elesa. And for Elesa, I went with this champion design. I took a more mature approach when drawing her, as she has grown up properly now and is the absolute queen of supermodels. She is above everybody's league, and she is just looking down on us mere mortals. And for her team, I want her to lead off with a Focus Sash Galvantula with Sticky Web. She already uses a Joltik on Black2 and White2 on challenge mode, and setting up Sticky Web on turn 1 is going to make this battle far harder for you if you don't have a way to get rid of it. And next, I'm giving her Rotom Wash, and just hear me out. Back then, Rotom was indeed more mysterious and almost had legendary status. But guess what? These days, everybody seems to have one in their Pokédex, so she can have one in battle. And this would also be super useful for battling ground types. And then I'm giving her Electros from her World Tournament team, making it 3 out of 3 Pokemon so far without ground weakness. I'm also giving her a Magnezone, and it's going to be holding an air balloon, so ground types are not getting far with this chick. And for her Mega Evolution, I'm giving her Mega Ampharos, since she already had a Flaffy in her initial Black2 and White2 Gym battle. And for her Ace, it would still be Substrika, but Substrika is just too weak, so we are evolving it into Blitz Strider instead. And that is it. That is my team for Champion Elesa. 6 electric types and only 1 that is initially weak to ground. Boom. Now, if you've watched this far into the video, you probably like what I do. And if you do, I would be so happy if you could subscribe and like the video. I dream about having this as my job one day, and that is how I can achieve that. But now, back to the video. And for the 5th gym leader, we have Clay. And for Clay, I made this design. I went all out with the Western sheriff-like theme that he already kind of had, and I really like this. And for his team, we are keeping Crocodile and Mamoswine from his World Tournament team, but we are swapping the weaker Flygon for a Garchomp. Clay is the champion now, so pseudo-legendaries are fair game. Then, I'm giving him a Clodsire with Water Absorb to deal with water types, and my regional ground type variant of Drapion, since this fits him well and because it has Sandstream to further support his team. And for the Mega, there is an obvious one for this guy. It's Mega Excadrill. So pretty straightforward with this one. And that is the team for Champion Clay. Next we have Skyla. And for Skyla, I made this design. She is a master aviator now and is much more fierce and confident than her former cuter self. And for her team, it was a bit harder than the others, but I'm going to be keeping the Mandibus and the Braviary from her World Tournament team, and then I'm swapping Archeops for a Terrorock, another rock-flying fossil bird that I made, that is both faster and has Rock Head supported Head Smash and Brave Bird. Then I'm giving her a Togekiss, because it's cute and so is she, quite simply. Then for her ace, as weak as it is, I feel like she has to keep Swanna. Swanna has always been her ace, and I feel like it would be wrong to replace that. So to make up for the weaker ace, I'm giving her a Mega Salamence. Now I know this may seem absolutely ridiculous at first, as Mega Salamence is one of the strongest Megas of all time, but if Elite 4 Drake from Oras could use one, so can a champion. Not to mention its wings are about the same color as Skyla's hair, and its gliding theme fits her aviator theme very well. And that is Champion Skyla. Now for the 7th gym leader, we have Drayden. And since he was already kind of rocking the handsome grandpa look, we are enhancing that even further with this new design. Now he's just looking like the most dominant specimen ever. Now being a dragon type specialist, the challenge with his team is almost more about not making it too overpowered, rather than trying to make it good like the others. So I'm keeping his ace Haxorus, and then I'm adding a Rain Dance Swift Swim Kingdra, as it is a dragon that also helps to deal with ice types, as well as just being a strong strategy in general. Then, to exploit the rain further, I'm giving him a Gyarados. While not actually a dragon, it very much looks like one, and it has already been used by several other famous dragon users in the past, so I think it's fair. And should rain still be up, I'm also giving him our Chaludon, that can also exploit the rain with its Electro Shot attack, and can deal with both fairy and ice types. It also fits well since his grandson Drayden uses one in Scarlet and Violet. And next, I am giving him a Dragalge with adaptability to send fairy types crying. And for his Mega, I want him to use Mega Hydreigon. While originally just a redesign for Hydreigon that I made, I think this design works perfectly as a Mega Hydreigon because it just looks bigger and stronger. And I want him to have that, since Hydreigon is also native to the same region as him. And that is the team for Champion Drayden. It very well might be OP, but he looks so badass now, so I think it's fine. And for the final gym leader, we have Marlon. He was never my favorite, honestly, but I did make this design for him. which I think is a big improvement. He looks much more heroic now and less bland than the original. And for his team, I want to make sure he's different from Champion Wallace, since he's also a Water-type champion. So I'm keeping his ace Jellicent and his Quagsire from his World Tournament team. However, I'm changing Quagsire's ability to Unaware to make it much harder to take down. Then, I'm giving him a Toxapex, since it is a great defensive wall to have and works well in combination with the Quagsire. I also want him to have a Greninja, as it gives off a similar vibe to Marlon, I think, and I think that fits well. And then, I'm giving him a Kingdra. And before you start complaining about giving Kingdra to Drayden as well, let me stop you. This is a what if this person became champion video, and there can only be one champion at a time, so these champion concepts are all in alternate universes from each other and do not exist at the same time, so I think it's fair. And again, I want this Kingdra to be a Rain Dance Swift Swim user, and this is also great for dealing with grass and electric types. Then for his Mega, I'm giving him Mega Starmie. I think this Mega fits him well, since Marlon also looks like a very physically capable individual, and that is exactly what Mega Starmie is as well, with its huge power ability and long legs. And that is it. That is Champion Marlon for you. And there you have them. This is what I imagined the Unova Gym Leaders would look like if they were all champions. This was kind of a spin-off from the kind of videos I usually make, but I thought it was fun. And if this video ends up doing well, who knows, maybe we could make this into a series with gym leaders from other regions as well. We shall see. Anyways, tell me in the comments what you think of these champion designs and their teams, and which one was your favorite. And if you want to see me design legendaries for the upcoming Winds and Waves games instead, you can check out this video here. But that's it for today, and I will see you guys next time.